You mentioned something very interesting, that mentioning chicken and meat, and when these commodities, sadly they're living creatures, are given going to market, they have to be fattened up. They are loaded with growth hormones, steroids, antibiotics to fatten them up before they go to market. And isn't this, that you are now eating this, is this part of the obesity problem that we're having today?
This is definitely part of the obesity problem, and not only the obesity problem, it's also part of the sickness problem, because see what happens when they take the animals to slaughter. The animals are treated so badly.
Huge stress on them, on these living creatures.
And the animals, you see, we are memory, we are water. So as you put that sick animal in your body, that sick, scared animal, the animal is frightened out of its
tormented.
Mind. It's tormented, it's abused from minute one.
From the day it's born.
Right, it's not in its natural habitat, and then now you're forcing it to, grow quicker than normal. So what ends up happening is that animal now ends up getting into your bloodstream. It's actually getting revenge on you through the bones, because as you're eating that animal, you're taking on the energy of that animal, and it's dead. There's nothing living. See, sickness or dis-ease occurs because you're not putting anything living into your body. You know,
like the living plants, they're alive.
Exactly.
They're giving off an energy.
Exactly. Even if you ate some meat, because I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. I was at some point, but I'm not. But what I do is I put more living foods into my body, way more than dead foods. So if I have some pizza and some wine or what have you, you better believe that throughout the day I've had kale, I've had nettle, I've had sprouts, Irish moss, kelp, all the seaweeds.
A wide, varied diet. Seaweed loaded with iodine.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And cacao, natural chocolate. I have a bunch of things I snack on all day. And I walk with various foods, little nuts and seeds and stuff, sprouted things.
Very important, the seeds, particularly for men, pumpkin seeds loaded with zinc.
Absolutely.
And basically this tsunami of 10,000 people a day turning 65, the baby boomers,
right.
They are on this mono diet of, let's say, bacon and eggs every day, a ham sandwich every day, chicken, turkey, roast beef every night. It really is a mono diet. And also, there was an article in the New York Times, and the following day, and also an article in the Wall Street Journal, the relationship between meat and cancer, a direct correlation. And as you know, in America, we lead the nation in obesity. We're getting there now.
Right.
And as far as opening up these channels in reflexology, this is just part of it. There also has to be a holistic,
absolutely,
more of a, not only the reflexology, but the spiritual idea of this tormented little creature. It has a horrible life. This is our spiritual journey that we're on.
Absolutely.
And showing kindness and...
Well, yeah, all of it correlates together. It's the mind, it's the body, it's the spirit.
Your well-being.
And basically, I'll show you another book from a great lady, Louise Hay.
Famous.
Yes.
Well known.
This book basically deals with everything that you just spoke of, the spiritual aspect. I'll go to page 164, being that we're dealing with baby boomers. And on that page, we will talk about dementia. Now here on page 164, it says dementia, and it tells you why someone develops dementia from a metaphysical standpoint. It says it's a refusal to deal with the world as it is, hopelessness and anger. Then she gives you an interesting affirmation to say to yourself in the mirror throughout the day. I am in my perfect place, it says, and I am safe at all times. And this book has basically any and all dis-ease in it, and tells you why that dis-ease has manifested in your being. So it's very interesting. It's something, it's a reference guide for myself. I read this at least twice a year.
You said something about they're referring to anger, and what they would say, somebody would have a lot of gall, or they'd be bellows, meaning from the gallbladder.
Nice.
And that's where they believe in Chinese medicine, where a lot of the anger comes from. And in reflexology, you could sort of loosen that up.
Absolutely.
But is it part of this mental attitude that is having people in this anger, or is it actually, we know it's all connected, there's what, a lack of family, a lack of community, a lack of...
It could mean anything. I mean, different things for different people. However you ended up, where you ended up, it's all connected one way or another. And the thing is, we're all connected. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, when you talk about the meridian points in reflexology as it relates to the diet, as it relates to the environment, it's all connected. It's all connected.
And relating that to the baby boomers, and in that spiritual, there's something else that they should be looking for than the standard old of, I hate to say, becoming a commodity for basically in a nursing home.
Well,
you're just another number.
That's where, I mean, I hate to say it, but I thought of the same thing. I think that people, like the animals, are being led to slaughter. And just because, you see, the argument will be, oh, well, people are living longer now. You know, but for what purpose? I would love to live to be 100, but not if I'm going to be broken down, I can't walk.
A commodity.
Yeah, a commodity. I need an oxygen tank. Then I don't want to live that long.
This is very big business, not only the industrial farming, factory farming, the chicken, the pork, or whatever, but also now the nursing homes. You are nothing more than a commodity.
The dialysis centers are popping up everywhere.
Where people have blown out their kidneys by eating too much salt.
Right.
These are cost-effective ideas, Brother Nature, and relating that to the baby boomers, and we have a system now today that is overwhelmed. I invited a friend down here to be on a show dealing with Medicare and Medicare, and there's months and months of waiting, and basically people are not taking responsibility for their health. They're turning it over to a bureaucracy that is going to decide. Basically, this is an empowering yourself.
Absolutely.
And one of those issues is of you having a free choice.
Absolutely.
Whether you're doing it this way or that way.
Absolutely.
And an important issue, you said something very beautiful earlier in the show about bringing your daughter here today. And as I had mentioned, the children in the junior high school that I had addressed, this is really about showing them another way of thinking, another way of approaching something, cost effective. We have a system that is really not working. If this is a possible solution, we should be going for it. And I invite, you know, our listeners to come down to Flushing to see the diversity of this community.
Yes.
Storefronts everywhere. The herbs, could you elaborate on not only detoxing, would it be, with reflexology? What would be some of the herbs? You mentioned earlier about the nettles you have every day.
Well, yeah, basically.
Is that a tea, a tincture?
You can make a tincture out of it, and that's a process. You can make a decoction where at night you can simmer the herbs for about, I would say, 10 minutes. Not boil it because it'll kill it off, but just simmer it. And then you can leave it overnight. And then in the morning you strain it, and you take it with you in a bottle and you sip it throughout the day. You have 2 or 3 cups of that a day, and it's various herbs that, and what nettles does, nettles replaces man-made vitamins and minerals that they claim are good for you, but how can it be good for you? It's dead vitamins.
They're sometimes based on a petroleum product,
just like
not necessarily
the salt. The salt is the table salt is a byproduct of petroleum. That's why it's killing us. Real salt, that's what would you call it?
Sodium nitrate?
Well, the pink Himalayan salt or the Celtic salt.
Yes.
Those are salts that fortify the body. The body needs salt. The body needs salt.
It
needs
really
water.
does. You'll see deer and animals in the wintertime going to a salt lick.
Yeah, and they
actually need that
exactly.
For your lip care, your health care. And relating that to the baby boomers And these are very cost-effective reflexology that you and your partner could have a great exchange of energy,
Absolutely.
helping each other.
You and a friend.
What would the nettles, they're available in almost any supermarket?
Well, I wouldn't go to a supermarket. I would go to an actual herbal store.
An herbalist.
Yeah, an herbalist. Or,
Higher quality.
Yeah, try your best to get your hands on someone who's reputable that deals in organic herbs only.
Organic, unsprayed.
Right.
Unprocessed.
Wild crafted, pretty much. You know, that's the direction you want to go in. And basically, you can call that number. I'll direct you to.
Give it again.
Okay, that number is 646-262-1214. That's 646-262-1214. And I know of various herbal shops throughout the city that you can buy great, organic, wild-crafted herbs from, reputable people that will love to give you a consultation for free and help you out. And it's that simple.
Brother Nature, we incorporated the idea of the spiritual and also their emotional needs, this holistic approach besides in addition to and besides the physical. But this reflexology is an ancient art,
Yes.
like acupuncture.
Yep.
And all these other herbs that you had mentioned that we have here right in downtown Flushing, Queens here.
Yeah.
And it should be our choice.
They grow right on the sidewalk sometimes.
Dandelions,
Yeah.
excellent for detoxing the liver.
And giving you a lot of vitamins and minerals that you need in your body. You don't need man-made vitamins at all. You just don't.
And in fact, I believe at one time Flushing was the horticultural center of the United States.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, from all over. In addition to being the birthplace of religious freedom here in America, the choices of that. But Brother Nature, I think we're going to be wrapping this up, and I just got the signal from our floor producer, and I'd like to thank all the staff and crew, everybody that's been on the cameras, everybody backstage directing, everybody who's behind, and I'm getting the signals that I know what to do then.
You got to do what you got to do. So this was Brother Nature, the herbalist.
And I'm Gordon Kelly, and we're going to talk a little bit more for another few minutes because...
Yeah, okay, cool.
If you feel free, would you like to discuss about your daughter? Would you like to discuss about having her come down here again? What sort of a show would she be doing?
Well, you know what? One of the reasons why I'm sure you and I both are doing this, as you mentioned, and you made a great point as we spoke earlier, just amongst ourselves. You have to lead by example. See, at that point when she came down, I don't think she was ready, and she may have felt that I was kind of forcing her into it. So maybe by her seeing that I'm putting on a show of my own, you're putting on a show of your own, maybe that'll spearhead something and inspire those that are in our close proximity.
And Brother Nature, what 17-year-old wants to hang out with their father?
I don't know of too many.
I would like to thank all of you for joining us on the Queens Public Television of Baby Boom or Bust.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Brother Nature.
Brother Nature, the herbalist, the G-Man. I know.
I looked over and I
It's
saw
driving me
that.
crazy, man.
I looked over and I saw that.
I know. I think she said.